Hey friends, welcome back to another children's sermon. For those of you who are new here, my name is Becca and welcome. And for those of you who are coming back, it is good to be with you again. Okay, today we are still in the season of Epiphany. Do you remember what color we use when we celebrate Epiphany? Think about the places in the sanctuary where the stories are read. Can you imagine what color those are? Or maybe it's on the altar. Or can you imagine what kind of stole your pastor or your deacon wears? Yeah, green. We use the color green during Epiphany. All right, so it's our third Sunday in Epiphany, so we're still talking about Jesus and Jesus's ministry. And so we're talking about Jesus being the light of the world. Jesus doing lots of cool, good things, right? And how we get to do lots of cool, awesome things too. So our story today is written by Paul, and it is 1 Corinthians. So what I want you to do is I want you to touch your nose if you think 1 Corinthians is in the Old Testament. And I want you to clap your hands if you think 1 Corinthians is in the New Testament. All right, what do you think? Did you touch your nose? Did you clap? What do you think? Okay, I'm going to tell you. Are you ready? That is right, friends. 1 Corinthians is in the New Testament. It's written by Paul, right? So it's a letter, and a lot of the Old Testament or New Testament is letters. So there were the 4 Gospels, and then there were a lot of letters written by Paul. So this week, Paul writes a letter to Corinth about the body. Can you think about your body and the different things your body does that is strong and good? Yeah, do you think about your nose and how it sniffs, and your eyes and how they see? They also sometimes, when you're sad, you cry. That's right, they help you express emotions. What about your ears? Yeah, they help you hear. And your mouth, it talks and it eats. Keeps your body healthy and going. What about your hands? Yeah, your hands carry things. Maybe they pet your pet. Maybe they hug your friend or your family. And your feet, what do your feet do? That's right, they carry you from place to place. They walk you far and they make sure that you get there safely. That is right. Our bodies are so cool and good. They do so many things. So our story today is about the body. And after our story, I'm going to introduce you to my friend. I'm really excited for you to meet my friend. Okay, so first we're going to read from 1 Corinthians. The believers in Corinth were arguing. They thought some members of the church were more important than others. Paul knew all of God's people are important. Jews, Greeks, kids, and adults. All believers receive God's Spirit. He wrote the church in Corinth a letter. Dear friends in Corinth, the church is like a body. We all have one body, but every body has many parts. Each part of the body has its own job to do. There isn't one part that's better than the others. Otto says, so even my toes have a job? They help you walk, Otto, says Ava. Suppose the foot said, I am a foot. I am not a hand, and I can't do what a hand can do. I am not part of the body. That wouldn't be true. What if the whole body was an eye? It would see very well, but how would it hear? God made one body with many parts. The church is the same way. We're all part of one church, and the church has many members. Pastors, deacons, church members, choir members, teachers, worship leaders, readers, and people who heal. All the members have different gifts to share with the others. And we each need the gifts others bring too. If one member is hurting, we are all hurting. If one member rejoices, we all rejoice. Together, we can love and care for each other, just like the parts of the body. Together, we are the body of Christ. Your friend, Paul. Hey, I already knew that everyone is a part of the body of Christ. Our pastor says that every week, says Otto. Ava said, but this was the first time these people had heard this message, Otto. Wow. She made a really good point. Could you imagine hearing for the first time that everybody belongs and everybody's important and special? That's pretty incredible. This story reminds me of our bodies, but also it kind of reminds me of something else. And I'm going to introduce you to my friend. It kind of reminds me of my friend, Estelle. You guys remember Estelle. A lot of you have dressed Estelle before. Sometimes you guys come in and you take her mustache off, or sometimes you come and add a different hat. But Estelle here has lots of body parts, right? She's got ears and eyes and a nose and mouth and feet and arms. She's got so many body parts, right? But I'm starting to think she might not need all these body parts. Don't you think so? All right, let's take her ears off. She doesn't need those, right? She's a potato. Okay, how do you think Estelle can hear now? Oh, we took her eyes. Maybe she can't hear. All right, she needs these. I'll put them back. How else are we going to see her gorgeous earrings? That's right. Okay. All right. Okay, but she definitely doesn't need these eyes, right? So many body parts. She just doesn't. I'm going to take them. It's fine. Yeah. Do you think she could see us? How do you think she would walk somewhere? She wouldn't be able to see. Okay, well, maybe she needs these to help her see. Maybe she needs to cry later. And she's going to need her eyes to cry. Yeah. Okay. But she definitely doesn't need these arms, right? What does she got to carry? I'm taking them. She doesn't need them, right? Let's just take them off. Take her arms. She doesn't need them. Taking this other arm. Okay. She's fine, right? Here, I'm going to give her purse back because she'll be fine, right? Oh, well, hold on. I bet I could just hang it off her ear. It'd be fine, right? I'm just gonna do that. Okay. It's on. Ugh. She can't seem to hold her purse. So maybe Estelle needs her arms. Okay, I'll put her arms back. I got it. Let's give her arms. Here's one arm. And here's the other. She needs her arms. Okay. But for real, she doesn't need her feet, right? Yeah, she doesn't. Okay. Yeah, she's fine. So I'm just going to stand her up back here. She'll be fine, right? Oh. She can't seem to keep her balance. Ugh. Okay. Maybe she needs her feet to keep her balance. Because rolling over like that's got to be really annoying, right? So like Estelle needing all of her body parts to be her best self, we need all of our body parts too. And I know you're thinking of course we need our hands and our eyes and all those things, but I mean all of the people. Do you remember how Paul says that we are the body of Christ? You and me and all the people. Yes, people are the body of Christ. So maybe my gift is what an arm can do, or my gift is what an eye can do, right? But you are the ears and someone else is the mouth. That's right. We need everybody to be our best selves. And we are the best when we're all together, like Estelle. Estelle is the best Mrs. Potato Head possible when she has all of her parts, her arms and her nose and her eyes and her purse and her feet and all of it. That is when she's at her best. So it's important. Have you ever thought about how you have different gifts than other people? Yeah, I think about how I may not be the best at coloring, but I'm really helpful when it comes to cutting. Or maybe I'm not so good at writing full sentences, but I can spell really well. Yeah, so we all have different things. Do you think that because I have a different gift than you, that makes us worse than each other? No. We are the best we can be with all of our different gifts, and no one is better than one another. That is right. Friends, that's what our story is about today, that we are better together and that all of our gifts and all of the important things we do are best together, even if they're not the same. So, what are some things we could do around here, you think, that could be really helpful or in a church community? Yeah, maybe you love to acolyte, or you want to be an usher, or you want to be a Sunday school helper, or you'd like to be a children's church assistant. Maybe you're really good with tools and like to fix things. Yes, there are lots of different ways to serve the church, and there's lots of different people with lots of different gifts. Some people sing in the choir, but don't like to read. Some people like to read, but don't like to usher. And that's why we need everybody. And that's why the body of Christ is so cool, because it's so big. How do you think we share all of God's love? That's right. We do it together. All right, friends, that's our story this week. Estelle says so long, and we will catch up with you soon. Our story comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 12 through 31. All right, friends, till next time. See ya.